to a brand new video. I've got some dilemmas kind of going in my head, but I thought I'd take this opportunity to do a comparison between lambskin and goatskin when it comes to Chanel 19, and as you'll see, I have a prime opportunity to do that. So I revealed in my last video, I think that's posted. I hope it's posted. I love my Chanel 19, my lambskin Chanel 19. I'm going to show it to you. I've got actually all my 19s here, but here is my Chanel 19. This is how I usually store it. Look how gorgeous this bag is, honestly, really gorgeous. I always wrap the handle with some tissue paper, and I keep the bag stuffed just like so. So there's tissue paper in there. There's also my bag organizer that I got from Zumani. And I also have a base shaper from MBoutique Australia, which is very life-changing, especially for this bag. And I've done a review on this bag before. If you haven't seen it, I've done like actually a few reviews. I've done it on my goatskin white 19, which you'll see shortly. And I've done it on my black lambskin, as you can see inside. And then I've got my base shaper. You guys need one of these, unless you like that squishy, slouchy look of the 19, but this is a must. So I do have a coupon code, I believe, in the description box. It's not an affiliate, but I love using some of their products for my handbags, especially like the wallet on chain. That's how I got to know their company. But for the 19, it's just amazing because you don't get that sandwiching. If it doesn't bother you. I mean, some people like that, but I don't like that. So it's made me love the bag anymore. But anyway, lambskin, Chanel 19. Now, as you know, I have a white goatskin Chanel 19. This is the first 19 I ever purchased. This is when I really gave in, and I love this bag. I really love it. And the white and the gold just really stands out. But this is in goatskin. And as you know, Chanel has discontinued making the 19 in goatskin. I'm not sure why. And I was always wondering. My first introduction to the 19 before the goatskin 19 was this clutch, right? This is when I started getting a taste of the 19. This is a seasonal clutch from 2020. I think it was 20K, can't remember. I have an unboxing, and I've converted this into a little crossbody bag, etc. But this is in goatskin, okay? So this is how I first was introduced to the 19, and then I really enjoyed the goatskin. And then I bought this guy twice, bought this before, changed my mind because I'm like, you know what, it's not a bag for me. I returned it. It came up a couple of months later, the same exact bag on the shelf. And then I purchased it again, and I haven't looked back ever since. So it was meant for me. Now, I always wanted, because I enjoyed the white one, I always wanted to get the black one. So I did acquire the black one, and I actually have been wearing my black 19 a lot last year. I did a review. I explained, like, I think I wore it like for 5 months, nearly straight, like without really changing out of it. And I really, really enjoy this bag. And this is a bag that I wouldn't get rid of in my collection. So this is where the dilemma came in. Now, I know that this is lambskin, and I love lambskin. I love lambskin. I think people are afraid of lambskin. Most of my classic flaps, I do prefer them in lambskin. Like, sometimes I don't have a choice, but I've now really loved getting lambskin. So I wanted to get the black 19 and the goatskin, and it wasn't available. So then I ended up getting the lambskin, and I love it. I still love it. Not too long ago, actually, one of my followers on Instagram and one of my subscribers, and you know, we chat here and there. We're like Instagram friends. Another Canadian with a huge collection, and she asked me. She was selling a couple of her handbags, and you know, she wants to downsize and change things up a bit. And among those bags was a goatskin Look how nicely she has it labeled. Like, she actually has photos. This is really nice, actually. Look how nice she's done this so well. A Goatskin 19 in black, in the exact same size as my Lambskin. Brand new. She hasn't used it, and I've already unboxed this, by the way, so it's not really a true unboxing. I'm just going to show it to you. But she's given, like, this one has the authenticity card. The one that I bought doesn't. It has the plaque, but you know, inside she's got everything in there. Just got interrupted. But anyway, among that was a small black Goatskin 19. Now Chanel calls this the medium, but this is the smallest size. And her reasons for selling this, she wants to get the bigger size. She already has a Goatskin 19 in the size larger, not the maxi size, the size larger than this. And I've seen that before because my sister actually has the exact same Goatskin medium, well, what we call the medium, but Chanel will call the large, not the maxi, but basically the middle size. And she would want that. You know, it's just a lot more, I guess, user friendly for her, having children, and she needs a little bit more capacity. So this was sitting brand new in her closet, and I was like, I might actually take yours. I don't know, because I've always wanted the Goatskin instead of the Lambskin, and I promised her that I would do a review, a side-by-side comparison of Goatskin versus Lambskin. Even though I've kind of done one before because I have the Goatskin 19, I'll link that video below as well. But because these are the exact same color, like, why not? So I promised I'd hold them side by side for her. And it's nicer when you have the same color, same size, and you want to compare the material. I mean, while I have these two in my hand. Now, once she was visiting Toronto, and so she brought it with her, which was really nice of her. So there's no stress with like shipping and packages getting lost, because that does happen these days. But I thought I'd compare the two. So right off the bat, these are the exact same bag. Okay, so obviously I can't keep both of them, but I didn't want to pass up on the opportunity of getting the Goatskin, especially in like brand new condition. Like, literally it's been unused. Like, I know her collection, so like I trust this person, but this is literally like brand new. And it was as though, like, if I had known, right, like I could have just, because I saw the medium in Goatskin when I was in Paris, so I was this close to buying it, and it would have been so funny if I did actually buy that. Then we could have just done a swap. But anyway, so she's on the hunt for a medium size, and I'm sure she'll be able to find one. Even on the pre-owned market, there's a lot. So the small in the black isn't easy to come by. I will say that in stores. There was a time where I did see a couple, but in the reverse hardware, which I really do love. I'll insert some photos of me trying on the reverse, and I think it really is nice. I was actually very close to getting that one instead, but I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna go for the classic. I love the golds, predominant gold hardware, but the reverse hardware is really stunning on the 19. So I have made up my mind. I am going to be passing out. It was really hard. It was really hard for me to decide, because once I got this, I honestly didn't see a huge difference between the two. Not a huge difference at all. Like, they literally are the same bag, but I will point out some key differences. The Goatskin is definitely more hard than the Lambskin. So this is Lambskin, this is Goatskin. Bear in mind, I've used this. Okay, so I have used this a lot. It's not one of those bags that I like reach for once every 2 weeks. I did actually wear this consistently for a good 5-6 months. That's why I did a review on it, because it's better to hear a review of somebody using something versus something that you're just like seldom reaching for, right? So this is an excellent everyday bag. I highly recommend it. The Lambskin feels definitely softer and smoother. Okay, now a lot of concerns people will have with leathers, particularly when lambskin is involved, is durability and scratching. Okay, now both of these are smooth leathers. Okay, so you can see like the grain on this one is finer than the goatskin. Okay, the goatskin's more wrinkly and shiny, and the lambskin is more, you can see like the grains, like it's a lot finer than the goatskin. The goatskin's gonna have larger grains. Like even though it's not pebbled, but like you can tell the graining. There is like a fine grain to a smooth leather. So this is softer to the touch, okay? This is more hard to the touch. And this is more shiny and this is more matte. This is gonna appear more black, I think, than the goatskin. And another thing, so like you're gonna get scratches on it for sure. And the reason why, on both goatskin and lambskin, except lambskin, as you know, there's more you can do to it in terms of buffing fine scratches. If you're gonna like really dig at a bag and scratch it, even if it's caviar, even if it's like a grained leather, if it's a patent leather, if it's a treated leather versus like goat, lambskin, if you're gonna gouge at it, you're gonna get scratches. Caviar leather, for example, I've told you, you can flake off the caviar pebbles with like suede being revealed underneath. So there's more you can do to lambskin than a more processed leather, that's for sure. I have the goatskin 19 clutch. This is a really nice piece. Got card slots. It's just like a wristlet, okay? But I've used this a lot. It's been in and out of bags, and I have scratches on it. Like you can't really see them to the naked eye, but because I'm pretty OCD, like I can see them. I've got scuffs and scratches on it. There's nothing I can do about it. It's a smooth leather. It's gonna show. If I'm gonna say that goatskin is more scratch resistant than say lambskin, that is total bull, because these are smooth leathers. They're all gonna scratch. Okay, so don't be afraid. Like if you're gonna use these bags, they're gonna scratch, okay? They're gonna scuff. So that's something you have to accept. But the thing is that like because of the style of the bag, it camouflages really well. And but lambskin, you can definitely buff it out a little bit more than say a thicker leather like goatskin or calfskin, because the lambskin is just a lot more buttery. I thought I'd be like, somebody would probably be scared of using lambskin, but honestly, the lambskin that's used on the 19 is not as delicate as say the lambskin used on some black classic flaps. Okay, I'm not specifying black because the colored ones have like a coating on top, so they tend to be more hard and more stiff to the touch. But black lambskin is dyed through, so it'll feel more buttery. So those, I can understand people getting scared, but actually I've used lambskin small leather goods, and they're fine. They're totally fine. Now in terms of like slouch and all that, now I'm going to compare the two. These do not have any stuffing in them. They do not have any shapers in them or anything like that. This has been used, this has been unused, so I can't really compare, but I've seen people with goatskin 19s and lambskin 19s. Over time, they're gonna slouch. Okay, this is the nature of the bag. You're gonna have the dipping here as well as here, and you're gonna have the sagging here, okay, when it's filled. It's gonna happen because of the pillowy, soft nature of the bag. There isn't as much interfacing in the leather as say like a structured base of a classic flap. And that is why I put in the base shaper and all that. And that's why I put like the organizers from Zumani, and I think this is great because it just gives it a little bit more structure in itself. But I saw a girl in Paris, she had a medium goatskin, and like because she's used it like every single day, it was really saggy, and like she had nothing in it to preserve the shape. So it was slouchy. So both of them are going to be slouchy over time. So it really depends on use, okay? So it really depends on use and what you put inside, and that's why I highly recommend putting in the items that I did suggest, which is the base shaper from MBoutique and like the bag organizer or liner from Zumani. Those are both a must if you want this like beautiful like rectangular shape, okay? There's nothing in these right now, okay, because I'm just comparing. In terms of the look though, the goatskin has like some like wrinkles in it. I don't know if you can tell. It's wrinkly. It's like one of those like vintage old school leather couches. That's how I would describe it. It's kind of got that wrinkle to it. The lambskin doesn't. It's very smooth. So there's more wrinkling to it, and it's shinier versus the lambskin's more matte. And I prefer that shiny look on the goatskin because when I see my sister, she's got like the medium, and I'm like, I really like how it looks wrinkly over time, believe it or not, because I feel that like I just like that grungy look to this bag. So I don't see a huge difference. I'm gonna like comment on even wear and tear, like even this one, because I use it so much. You probably won't be able to tell on camera, but I do have corner wear. Okay, this is goatskin. I do have rubbing at the corners and the edges where the color is more faded. That's going to happen with a lot of bags when you use them. So your classic flops, especially like even if you look at Caviar, it smooths at the corners, so it becomes more like of a lighter black. If you're setting, even if you're not using it that much, like if you've got a bigger bag, you're bumping into stuff, it's going to happen. If you're setting it down on a table, it's going to happen. So just like you can't think that something that is a grain leather or something that's a thicker leather is not going to be prone to wear and losing and fading color at the corners. So I had a really hard, like when this is the lambskin one, by the way, in case you can't tell. So once I got this one, the goatskin, I had a really hard time thinking about letting this one go, because this sounds really silly. It's as though this has become like an extension of you. When you use it, it becomes part of, like a little bit of me is in this, you know? And I think that just sounds crazy, but when you use something, you kind of create this attachment with it, and you love how it feels, and it becomes a part of your body almost, right? And I experienced this when I got the, I have a Chanel wallet on chain. I did a review on it. And if you remember many months ago, like actually like the first year I think I started YouTube, I took the wallet on chain in because I had some edge wear, surprisingly, on the flap, and I had stitches that were loose. So I took it in for repair, and they deemed it to be defective, and they actually replaced it. And how that happened, I still cannot process, right? It was really weird that happened, and I had so much doubt, like why would they replace it? But anyway, they replaced it. I got a brand new wallet on chain, but I didn't like use it as much as my old one. And I had so many memories with my old one. I took it on so many trips, and I really miss it. I really do. And had I known that they were going to replace it, I probably wouldn't have took it in. So it was really hard for me to like accept this new wallet on chain. And don't get me wrong, I really, really love it. But the thing is like, I couldn't, it wasn't like my own. Like it's like I'm cheating on my old wallet on chain. So it didn't feel like it was mine, right? I just feel like I was borrowing somebody else's, and mine, I don't know what they did to it. I don't know. Maybe they cut it up and burned it. Like I don't know what they were doing to it, but they took it away. They took it back. So I had a hard, like I still have it. It's like the new wallet on chain I still have, but I mean, I haven't used it. I don't have that same relationship that I did with, and I know it sounds really weird, but for those of you who understand, you understand. But anyway, now the reason why I wanted to do this comparison is because, again, the two are the exact same color. When I did the comparison with my white goatskin, I think because the white, obviously the goatskin's going to have a coating because leather's not white, right? So there's like a coating of color on top. So the finish of the leather you're not going to really see unless it's been dyed through like black is. So it's dyed through. So then you can really see that the goatskin is shinier on this particular bag. And I can tell because of the clutch that I have. So in terms of structure, I wouldn't say that one is more structured than the other. They're going to slouch over time. The goatskin feels thicker, but I don't think that lends into increased durability. You're still going to get scuffs. You're still going to get corner wear. You're still going to get scratches. It's just the goatskin's a little bit more wrinkly in nature than the lambskin. And I will tell you that when I do see a brand new lambskin bag, maybe I have a photo of me looking at some in the boutique. When they're sitting, there is a nut. This one doesn't actually have it as much. This one seems a little bit more reinforced in the flap. But anyway, in some that I've seen, and I'll show you a photo, this kind of dips in a little bit more than goatskin. Goatskin stays more square. But then goatskin will eventually do that. So I think that dipping as you hold it top handle will happen faster with the lambskin than it does with the goatskin, but they're gonna happen regardless. So now I'm in this position where I have two of literally the exact same bag. I bought this pre-owned, but it's brand new, and I did get a better price than if I was to purchase this in boutique. So I basically bought it at the retail price that she had bought it at. This one's made in Italy. My lambskin one is made in France, okay? So yes, for aesthetic reasons, I do prefer something made in France, but there really isn't any difference, to be honest. So yes, people will like a made in France bag. So my lambskin one is made in France. The goatskin one is made in Italy. So right now, because I did purchase this one, I mean, like now that I have both, and I'm gonna be brutally honest with you, they're both beautiful in their own way. And I feel like that's like crazy talk for some people who don't know bags, but I feel like I could keep both of them. I really could, but that would be crazy. Like, it would be really crazy. Like, maybe one to abuse and one to wear, but you know, I won't do that. I won't do that. I'll probably add another 19 in some other finish in the future, but they, you know, anyway. So I will be selling this, obviously at a very good price because it's been used. So retail right now is close to 8,000 Canadian. So I'm thinking of letting this go at a reasonable price, obviously at a discount compared to retail, because I have used this, but it is still in very good shape. But those are the main things I would say. Like, aside from like how it feels, like this, obviously like there's nothing in here, so you're gonna sandwich it, but it just, I feel like this has more of a wet, shiny look. This has more of a matte look, but there's still some shine to it. Like, they're both really, really lovely. I mean, you know, there really isn't a huge difference. And yes, part of me does feel a little bit silly for going for this. But I mean, I think it would have just remained in my heart because I always wanted the blackened goatskin, and I was waiting for goatskin to come back, and it hasn't. And maybe in the future they'll release it, but it'll be at like so many price increases that I probably wouldn't want to buy the bag at that price. So yeah, that's my little comparison. I hope this helped because, you know, a lot of people have it in their minds, oh, like lambskin is so delicate, but I'll be honest with you, like I haven't had an issue with lambskin. I've had an issue with caviar, as you know, my wallet on chain, but not an issue with lambskin. So if you want to watch my review will stand, even because this is the exact same bag. The review will stand, and I still love this bag, but obviously, as you can see, it would be really silly of me to keep the exact same. I hope this video is helpful for some of you guys who are looking for the 19 on the pre-loved market. There are several on Fashion File, and there's other consignment sites that are selling the 19 in both the size that I've shown and the larger size. Some are available in goatskin, some are available in lambskin, and yeah, so if you're trying to decide between the two, I hope that this was helpful. And all in all, I don't see a huge difference with respect to durability, with respect to slouching from what I've observed, and with respect to possibility of scratches. That's just what I'm gonna say. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. Bye.